Hello, my name is Daniel, and this is exercise number 5, employment law. Question number 1, provide a fictitious example of someone fired with cause and someone fired without cause. Explain what happens in each situation. So, an example of someone being fired with cause is a warehouse employee who keeps ignoring safety rules. The employee has already been warned several times to wear the required safety equipment, but they continue to ignore the rules. One day, they refuse to wear the equipment again while using dangerous machinery. Because they repeatedly ignored a serious workplace rule, the employer can fire them for just cause. In this situation, the employee would not receive notice or termination pay because their own actions caused the dismissal. An example of someone being fired without cause is a marketing coordinator whose company decides to outsource its marketing department to save money. The employee has done a good job and has not broken any rules, but the company no longer needs the position. The employer can end the employment, but they must give the employee proper notice or pay instead of notice. The difference is that being fired with cause happens because the employee did something seriously wrong. Being fired without cause happens because of the employer's business decision, so the employee must receive notice or compensation. Question number 2, provide an example of discrimination based on a disability. Explain why it is a violation of the Ontario Human Rights Code and why this is the law in Ontario. So imagine someone applies for an office job and has anxiety. They ask if they can work from home 2 days a week because it helps them manage their condition. Instead of talking about possible accommodations, the employer says no right away and hires someone else. This could be discrimination based on a disability. Anxiety is considered a disability, and the Ontario Human Rights Code says employers must try to accommodate employees with disabilities unless it would cause undue hardship. Employers should look at whether the person can do the job and not just focus on their disability. This law exists to make sure everyone has a fair chance to work. People should be judged by their skills and ability, not because they have a disability. Question number 3, give an example of discrimination based upon ethnic origin. Explain why it is a discrimination upon ethnic origin and why we cannot discriminate based on ethnic origin. So imagine a hotel is hiring a front desk receptionist. One applicant has lots of customer service experience and speaks English very well. However, the manager decides not to hire them because they have an accent and were born in another country. This is discrimination based on ethnic origin. The applicant's accent or where they were born does not affect their ability to do the job. The hiring decision is based on stereotypes instead of the person's qualifications. We cannot discriminate based on ethnic origin because everyone deserves the same opportunity to get a job. Employers should hire people based on their experience, skills, and ability to do the work, not because of their background. Question number 4. When an employer asks for your social insurance number because they offer you a job, which protected ground of discrimination have they violated? What question should they have asked? Explain why this is the law in Ontario. So if an employer asks for your social insurance number before offering you the job, they may be asking for information that could reveal your citizenship or immigration status. Instead, they should ask, are you legally allowed to work in Canada? This is the correct question because it gives the employer the information they need without asking for unnecessary personal information. The Ontario Human Rights Code tries to prevent employers from making hiring decisions based on protected personal characteristics instead of a person's qualifications. This law helps make sure applicants are treated fairly and are judged on whether they can do the job. Question number 5, is a violation of the Ontario Human Rights Code to not hire a person simply because they are a Trump supporter. Explain what the law explain the law is on this issue. So no, in general, it is not a violation of the Ontario Human Rights Code to refuse to hire someone because they support Donald Trump. The reason is that political beliefs are not one of the protected grounds under the Ontario Human Rights Code. The code protects people from discrimination based on things like race, disability, religion, age, sex, and ethnic origin, but it does not protect political opinions. Even though this is generally not against the Human Rights Code, employers should try to still hire people based on their skills and qualifications instead of their political views.